Hello everyone, hope everyone's well and I hope everyone's blessed. So, I wasn't going to make no videos today. I was going to have a day off YouTube. So, I've had a couple of messages off a few professionals. One or two professional workers in mental health have decided to take it upon themselves and message me and tell me how much of a shit job I'm doing. Tell me that what I'm doing is wrong. I'm doing more harm than good. And I shouldn't be talking about mental health the way I do. I've had one or two people who are in Narcotics Anonymous, who are in fellowship, message me and tell me that my recovery's all wrong. My recovery's shit. I'm being guided wrong. Basically, that I'm doing more harm than I am good. There's a guy who's messaging me. I think he's from London, because he uses the words "with all due respect" and "no hate." So what he'll do is he'll go "with all due respect," and then he'll bash me and judge me and tell me how shit my recovery is, tell me how wrong I'm getting it on YouTube, tell me how crap my message is, and then at the bottom say "no hate." Just because you use "with all due respect" and "no hate" at the bottom of your message doesn't mean you're not disrespecting me. It doesn't mean you're not hating on me, because you are. Because you are. Now, I've got no issues with that. I've got no problem with that, because I'll just block you. If you want to judge me over the things that you watch on social media, that's your problem. If you want to focus on my recovery instead of your own, that's your problem. If you want to tell me how shit my recovery is and how shit my message is, that's your problem. It's not. I'm perfectly fine. Life's good for me. My sanity is intact. I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. I'm clean. I've got a strong relationship with God. I've got a strong foundation of friends and brothers and sisters around me, who I can turn to on any given day. Open-minded people, light-hearted people who are willing to listen and shot suggestions my way that might help. Now, when I come on here and talk about mental health, not once do I ever claim that I am a professional mental health worker. Not once do I ever claim that I am an expert at mental health. Not once do I ever claim that I can save you and that I can set you free. Now, what I do say is, what works for me might work for you. I'm an expert on my own mental health. I'm an expert on my own vulnerabilities and my own insecurities. I know what works for me. I know what doesn't work for me. The suggestions that were passed down to me actually work for me. So what I do say is, if you want to know what works for me, then message me, because they might work for you. Now, if you followed me on this journey, you'll know exactly these are the words that I've always said. I am not a mental health expert. I am not a mental health worker. I'm not an advocate for mental health. I'm not an ambassador for mental health. That's not what I am. I just know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. I know what keeps me clean. I know what keeps me sane. I know what keeps me safe. I know what keeps me grounded. Now, if you want to know these things, what works for me, I can tell you. All you got to do is message me. Now, this is what I say. If you want to message me, then message me. It might take me a while to get to your message, but I'll definitely message you back 100%. When I've looked through my messages, there's people messaged me from 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't got round to message them. Because I'm swamped with messages. And not only that, I am a family man. I have a wife and 3 kids. My life evolves around my wife and kids. It doesn't evolve around YouTube or messages or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. I spend 10-15 minutes posting content every day, and then I'll spend 1 hour every night answering messages. Now, you've got to understand, if I answer 7, 8, 10, 12 messages on the night, 20 messages on the night, I wake up to another 30 or 40 messages. I am really struggling to keep up with messages. I'm not going to lie, I felt a little bit shit off these messages. Professional mental health workers messaging me, telling me how shit I am and how terrible of a job I'm doing. It was a tough pill to swallow. It was horrible to read. But the more I thought about it, the more I realised, what, Paul, the positive message that you get far outweigh these messages, regardless if you're a professional worker or not. I don't care. If you've got problems with the things that I do, the things that I talk about, that's your problem, not mine. I don't care for your opinion. I don't care for your message. See, how I can handle this is I'll engage with them in conversation. I'll tell them, I'm sorry that you feel this way. What have I done wrong? Tell me what I've done that you think is so badly that you need to tell me how shit I am and how badly I'm getting this wrong. I'm even being told that I'm doing more harm than I am doing good. Now, I beg to differ, because if I get 10 messages every day None of them messages are telling me how fucking good of a job I'm doing. You know, none of these messages will tell me, you know, I can relate to your story. You know, thank you for what you've shared there. You know, it's nice to know that we're not alone. See, these messages are so inspirational to me, and these are the reasons why your message will not count for shit to me. You know, if you want to message me and tell me how shit I am, and tell me how bad of a job that I'm doing, or tell me that what I'm saying is wrong, then don't watch. Don't watch. You know, it's your choice. If you want to kind of continue to watch me, then that's your problem. You know, if you want to watch and then message me every other day telling me how shitty I am, there's one way I'll deal with that. I block you. I block you. Bye bye. You know, there's a guy from London who's been messaging me and telling me how shit my recovery is and how shit my talks are, and I'm doing more harm than good. And I did engage with him for a few days and say, look, like, instead of coming across judgmental, instead of judging me and having an opinion on me, why not just, you know, just leave me alone. You don't like focusing on your own. Just focus on your own recovery. Everyone's walk's different. Everyone's recovery is different. What works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. So this is the point that I'm getting. You know, I can only tell you what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, then there's nothing else I can do. You know, I hope and pray that the things that work for me work for the next man. But if they don't, there's nothing I can do about that. You know, I come in here, I talk about my shit. And my shit only. I don't talk about Joe's shit. I don't talk about Tom's shit. I don't talk about Peter's shit. I talk about my shit. I talk about my stuff. That's my God-given right. If I want to come on YouTube and talk about fellowship, mental health, addiction, autism awareness, I'll come on and I'll talk about whatever I want. This is my channel, and I'll do whatever I want on this channel. Now, the reason that I do tell my shit and do talk about my stuff and my personal stuff, the stuff that I struggle with on a daily basis, because I would like to think that there's someone out there struggling who doesn't see a way out. There's someone out there struggling, you know, and doesn't know how to deal with it. You know, so that's why I say, this is how I deal with it. These things work for me. Give them a go, because they might work for you. You never know. What have you got to lose? If they don't work for you, they don't work for you. You're at the same place as you started. If they do work for you, onwards and upwards. Yeah? Yeah, so I thought I'd make this video and just share that, guys. Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless.